There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
From your blade. That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories.
Yes. Just another day of doing radio in the middle of the apocalypse.
Yay!
It's really fun.
Well, things are going in the better direction, though. Things are going in the right direction, dare I say. So we're getting out of it, buddy. You better get out of your apocalypse radio mind soon, because we're going to be in Utopia show.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, you've doomed us. But I am kind of distracted because I'm looking at my wonderful co-host, Ben Kissel, looking good. Looking dry today.
I'm working on a new thing today. You know what I drank? Pepto-Bismol. You know what I did?
On purpose?
I took a shower. Yes. I took a full shower. I covered all the crevices. I got in there.
Wow.
And I also did laundry yesterday. So this crush.
No, it actually feels you seem clean, except for the fact that your hand is so visibly burnt. It looks like the crotch from that old woman who spilt the 200-degree coffee.
Well, she got millions of dollars. I got nothing for doing this.
You got nothing. What did you grab?
I was trying to make, so my, this is not exciting. My oven does not work.
This is material.
Okay, so the stovetop doesn't work. Oh, wow. Okay, that's exciting. So I was like, you can bake spaghetti, right? And so
yes, you can, like a ziti.
Yes,
yeah.
So I did that. And then I made some sauce, and I put some chicken in there. And then I took them all out, and I was super stoned. I was on 15 milligrams of edibles, which isn't that much. It's a lot for me.
This is a thing I've done.
Yeah, and I took them out, but I put the oven mitts on before I took them out of the oven. And I literally, in my head, was like, see? Like I sometimes you imagine there's a camera on you at all times.
Oh, of course. And you see how careful I was, and you were speaking directly to the lamp.
Yes.
You're being like, did you see what I did there? And you know for a fact, I'm going to get these oven mitts, I'm going to put them back on.
No problem.
And there's no fucking way I am going to forget in the microseconds between putting the gloves up, putting the food on the table and taking the gloves off, and then I'm going to put these gloves right back on.
Of course I would. Time out. Zach Morris, look to the camera. What could go wrong? Well, once you're in the heat of cooking, though, once you're in the passion, like Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain, who also who committed suicide.
He did. Perhaps for many, many reasons.
Or was he murdered by Hillary Clinton's pedophile?
We just don't know, do we? So anyway, then I grabbed the pot. I grabbed the handle. It's still hot.
I just didn't understand
so my hands
how
all burned.
significantly you were burnt.
I'm all burned up.
It's like I'm sitting next to Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, that's not bad. Although if you think about his crimes, isn't it weird? I like him after he was dead, but then the real Freddy, very mean.
All of the world does. Yeah. All of the world liked him better when he was a ghost. Yeah.
Welcome to Side Stories, everyone. I am Ben, hanging out with Henry, slightly burned, but hanging through and hanging tough, getting through it.
You know, in a restaurant, if there were things like restaurants, what you do is you would serve, instead of saying it's a burnt hand, you'd say it's charred hand.
Yeah.
Hand with char, you could charge $18 for that.
Well, I would love to charge people to eat parts of my body. Okay. Well, speaking of...
You would love this.
I would love it. I got enough to give. You know, they say that you get rid of
Isn't it enough that we sell our souls and our words to the people?
Yeah.
Isn't that enough? Not just our physical bodies. They have our thoughts. They have our minds. They have our souls.
Yeah. Well, you know, most people, they just have to scream at the mirror. And we are very lucky because we get to speak to humans.
No, we don't. We're speaking to no one. I'm speaking to you.
Well, I'm speaking to whoever who is out there driving a Ford Focus right now. And maybe, just maybe, a Maroon 5 song came on. If that is you, I'm thinking of you right now.
Oh, my God. It's hard.
All right. Well, speaking of getting hard, this has been, as far as true crime boners go, this week has been filled with blood.
This story it's one of those. It's a great achievement.
Yeah.
But it does sort of go into the so what category.
Oh, my God.
But
you are so...
I am excited. I am damaged.
But you're so difficult to please.
I am. I'm like fucking Jared Leto's Joker.
I'm going to kill you if you
damaged.
are. I would punch you in the face right now.
No, I am impressed by the amount of work that went into this, but I was hoping that we'd learn a little bit more, but what are we going to do?
This is the Zodiac cipher. It has been cracked, despite what cynical Zabrowski has to say. It took many years. It took a lot of people who are much smarter than us to figure this out. So, you know, congratulations. Congrats. Yes, much smarter.
No, I'm being a little Gen X today. I'm sorry.
You are.
Now, it's really interesting. This has not been, there's been many attempts to decipher this cipher. It has taken a long time. I know that the first one they believe that the first cipher, one of Zodiac's first letters, was solved so easily that he decided to make the follow-up ciphers to be that much more complicated. And he seemed to really rig it in a way, which we'll find out. The people that figured this out was these guys, Jarl van Eyck.
Well, you know what it's like? It's like the New York Times crossword puzzle. Anyone can do Monday, which I think is nice. They give us a small break so we don't commit suicide because it's already a rough day. You try to get through the Sunday New York Times, good freaking luck.
I can guarantee the Zodiac works for the New York Times.
It's possible.
So these are the people that solved it. Jarl van Eyck, David Aranchek, and Sam Blake. Now we got, and this is a cross team that we got from Belgium, we've got United States, and we've got Melbourne, Australia. This is an international team. They have put together this website called ZodiacKillerSite.com, very original. The trio shared information, examined possible decryption methods, and searched for any clue which could crack the Zodiac's 3 unsolved ciphers.
You know what I have to say? This is kind of a cute story. When it comes to Australia, you have Sam Blake, then you have the Belgium, Jarl van Eyck, and then you have your American, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it is really cool. I like that we're really bringing people together.
Absolutely. All it took was killing 6 people who just wanted to make out.
Boom, boom, boom,
Whoa!
boom. It seemed one of the biggest obstacles to deciphering this cipher. I'm sick of saying cipher.
Okay.
I'm already sick of saying it.
All right.
There was purposeful misspellings.
Yes.
And it seemed that he had this sort of, I don't know how to, it's a type of cipher that is they said basically it's read like a snake. It goes from left to right, from top to bottom, diagonally. So, but it seems to be he fucked with his own pattern.
On purpose or on accident? Okay.
Yeah, to make it so it would be almost impossible to decipher it without kind of doing the guesswork that these guys did with expert level code cracking.
And this is why it's so unbelievably difficult to crack a cipher like this. Take it from Henry and I. We know what we're talking about here. But
my favorite thing is I draw mazes for hours.
Those are you just copy them from the back of tricks boxes, which, by the way, those mazes were never difficult enough. Because you always remember when you have to use the maze on the back of the cereal box before the phones took over?
We're getting every kid a participation trophy section of this week of Side Stories.
It shouldn't be if it's a maze, it should be a little bit more difficult than that. Just ask Jack, who died at the end of The Shining. So there were 650,000 different variations. That was just written by Blake himself. So there was, I'm just going to say this, a boatload of different options. And I guess they stumbled upon the truth because it all makes sense. Is that kind of how it works? They're like, well, that doesn't sound like total bullshit. I guess that's the one.
Basically, yeah. They said that they move words around because they're like, we pretty much are certain that it was supposed to be this. He might have fucked up his own code.
We're certain this isn't just a couple of guys having fun with Mad Libs, right? Like, this is the actual cipher, because you start hearing, like, he moved words around and then, no, he had spaces there. And it's like, well, did you just not solve it?
This is obviously a combination of the two of them, maybe the dumbest men in California that will
not in California, but maybe worldwide.
Well, I mean, maybe worldwide. That I would say, yeah, I think so. I think you just make up shit. I don't fucking know.
Okay,
you know what I mean,
great.
It's just the cipher is just a bunch of symbols. We're taking their words for it that they did this.
You know, this guy Zodiac Killer should have gotten a job working on the back of cereal boxes. You know how much fun that would be with the kids. I'm hungry. Shut up. Eat your cereal.
That'd be cool. Get to kill all these kids who don't like cereal.
Well, you could do a kind of a bang bang game on the back where you have to kill the people who are making out, and then you keep the ones who aren't making out alive because they're not sinning.
Here's a fun game, kids. Tell me where my ex-wife lives. All right, so let us read this is the dramatic reading.
Okay, are you gonna do this in the voice of Zodiac? Okay,
yes.
This is Henry Zebrowski, Hollywood, if you're listening. Henry Zebrowski reading Zodiac.
His final message to the world.
His final message to the world.
I hope you're having lots of fun in trying to catch me. That wasn't me on the TV show, which brings up a point about me. I'm not afraid of the guest tube, because it will send me to paradise all the sooner, because I now have enough slaves to work for me where everyone else has nothing when they reach paradise, so they are afraid of death. I am not afraid, because I know that my new life will be an easy one in paradise.
Perfect reading, because this guy is an unsufferable, just a total freaking bitch. I hope you're having lots of fun trying to catch me.
I wore a fucking mask because of the Man, my cystic acne is back.
Oh, that's not good.
But what he's referring to is
with the TV show.
Yeah,
line.
with the TV show line was that a man, because I think we covered this a little bit when we talked about the Zodiac years and years ago, that a man called into the Jim Dunbar show on October 22nd, 1969.
I don't know what it is about these women, but should they vote next on the Jim Dunbar show?
The answer is, I didn't know what women were.
We're going to have a bunch of dudes coming on the show next to talk about should women vote on the Jim Dunbar show.
Should they be allowed to orgasm?
The caller called this television show and demanded that the Boston attorney F. Lee Bailey that would come back on and talk with Jim Dunbar. And so eventually this guy called several times. He kept hanging up. The caller agreed to be referred to as Sam, and he complained that headaches had driven him to murderous impulses. So they thought for maybe this was the guy, but this is showing the Zodiac is specifically saying, I was not Sam.
Right.
I am not, because he said, and when Sam was speaking to Jim Dunbar, he was saying, I'm afraid of the gas chamber. I'm afraid of dying. And Zodiac is now specifically was saying, not me. I can't wait to die because that's when I get all the slaves I've been saving.
So I sort of enjoy this in the sense that Zodiac was sitting at home and he's like, I'm getting poached. I am getting completely undercut.
BTK
this is
have the
Tom
same
Green
reaction.
Undercutter's Pizza.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not me, which forced him to write his most difficult cipher. Yeah, this is the 340 letter cipher that was just recently cracked. So I do get some pleasure in the idea, and I think Henry reads it right, of this sniveling freaking nerd.
Oh, yeah.
I get some pleasure with him just being like, that's not me.
That's not me. No. But then he decided to make a super hard little puzzle for everybody to figure out. And then because he jacked it up too much, they couldn't figure it out. And then he didn't get the gameplay.
He just died.
He's dead.
And no, the interesting thing is, you would think on the deathbed, write a little note.
What a wasted moment. You totally could have. I was been watching all week because of the what we covered last week about the Hayami Shed revelation about, the secret space program. I've been watching a lot of dying men in hotel rooms going, and that's when President Eisenhower said, if he wasn't shown the grace, he would send the whole army to S4.
Why is it that they always take these people who live in rural areas that no one could ever find on a map and bring them to the Hilton downtown because that's an undisclosed location? It is so much more disclosed.
We know it's a Hilton.
We know it's a hotel room.
The pillowcases are monogrammed.
Absolutely. And we know that you live next to a shack that would make Ted Kaczynski horny. Just go to their house every now and again.
I'm just already pre-preparing you for the very intense disclosure I will lay down on my deathbed because I have secrets. I want to say this right now. I have secrets. I have proprietary. I'm going to go.
I know that you don't have a secret because you can't keep secrets.
No.
You literally can't.
No.
I guarantee you Natalie has one secret that she told you that you have not yet shared, but at some point you will share it.
Oh, no. You know what I do? It's a really good trick for someone who's got a blabbermouth who's bad with secrets. I forget. I just cut it out. I truly do. I am building an ability to just go like, that's information I will forget.
That's too important. It could damage somebody else, and I don't care about it.
And it's only fucking with me.
Yeah.
So what I have to do is clip, goodbye. But there are things I've written down.
Great way to do it.
There's some things I've written down. Thoughts I've had and things I know. Things that people have told me. Things in power. I'm not just talking about executive producers of various shows. Let's say one show rhymes with lashing.
Wow.
Let's say another show rhymes with Gulf of Ball Fleet.
Well,
let's
actually, oh, yes. Well, that's a movie there. Yeah.
And let's say there's another little institution that rhymes with FLASA that I know quite a bit about, my friend.
All right. Well, the FBI knows quite a
It's NASA.
I understand the
Never
rhyme.
a straight answer.
And, of course, Wolf of Wall Street was just on TV recently. Very exciting to see you in all the memes, Henry.
Yeah, I like it when
Although
it's next
it is
to
funny,
Trump.
like sometimes, because it's just the scene where...
Oh, yeah, I'm not leaving.
I'm
not leaving. Yeah, and everybody freaks out.
Sea Otter is freaking out, but they can use that to make you seem like you like horrible things, too.
Yeah.
But it was nice when the Lakers won the championship.
That was fun.
That was cool.
That was a fun time.
All right. So the FBI, of course...
So check out their YouTube series if you want. Check out Let's Crack Zodiac, where that's how I saw this, was when the news came out. I watched the 15-minute video that does a whole breakdown of how exactly they broke the cipher. And it's really fucking interesting because seeing the way they think, that type of puzzle solving is so outside of me because I'm
God.
so fucking stupid.
Dude, it's insane. Again, I don't want to bring this up, but Cubing, the documentary about the Rubik's Cube, the competitions, these kids are brilliant.
This is 2 weeks.
I know, man.
This
The
is
kids
2
are
weeks.
so smart.
I know, but then I think about, but then you look at Forged in Fire, and they sometimes they get a problem knife, and a lot of times they're like, well, try to grind it.
Also, if you want to have another fun time with shows that involve kilns, which I can't believe that's a sentence I was just saying, but Blown Away. It's about glass blowing.
Yeah, I know.
That is
Blown
actually
Away.
a very good competition as well. It's sort of the it's the art school version of Forged in Fire.
It is, and I love new terminology in arts that I had no clue about. Like, I love learning about tang. I love learning about side quench.
I just didn't realize you have a real person blowing the whole time. It's just insane what they have to do there.
Yeah, lucky
just
glass.
Just to make a vase your kids are going to break anyway because they're running around the house. And let's just talk about that. But the FBI did have this to say regarding the new revelations about the Zodiac killer. This is according to spokeswoman Cameron Rogers Poland. She says the FBI is aware that the cipher attributed to the Zodiac killer was recently solved by private citizens. They are a little
jealous.
bit. Wow, yeah, FBI, it was by private citizens. She goes on to say the Zodiac killer case remains an ongoing investigation for the FBI San Francisco division and our local law enforcement partners. Well, you know what? You failed.
Yep.
Because it took us.
America.
You know what? I'm going to say
It
us,
took the
private
citizens.
citizens
It
of
took
this
the
country
citizens.
and other countries.
And they don't give us badges. But I say, you know what? Today, every citizen should get a badge and be able to arrest one person.
This is amazing.
Is citizen's arrest real?
No, that's called abduction. So this is, if anyone ever says that, that is not really happening. And I guess unless you see the crime or something. But the FBI, I do love that they are completely and utterly miffed that all it took was three dudes hanging out doing dude stuff, I guess, and just solving crime ciphers.
They fucking got scooped. But it's an important for our internet sleuths to do this because obviously, especially with these long-time cold cases, it's very difficult for them to figure out how to get any sort of fingers inside of it. Yep. So it's important for everybody to go out there, full hands on deck. The next, I think, the big project for citizen sleuths is to find Keith Raniere in his jail cell and pull him out of it, and then we put him in a series of stocks, and we take him from town to town throwing fruit at him.
I'm not against the idea. Although, would that then expunge the record? I feel like, the eye for the eye thing where it's like you steal, you cut off your hand.
I just like
get
embarrassment.
The premise, though.
I like the idea of embarrassment because these guys can't handle embarrassment.
Exactly. So I think that would be something there, but
maybe
it would be cruel and unusual punishment.
We also got a lot of good responses to our very serious question: if you cover yourself in a curtain outside, can you publicly masturbate?
That's a great question. I'm so happy we got responses to that.
So this is a good one. I just listened to your Too Tall Bandit episode. I am a criminal defense lawyer in Illinois. Many laws are state specific. This is my best guess, but answering your question does not create an attorney-client relationship between us. For that, you must pay me first. Privacy is an interesting
lawyer. Okay, thank you, lawyer, for being a lawyer.
Privacy is an interesting concept. It comes down to reasonableness. If it's reasonable for you to believe that you are quote unquote in private, note would a reasonable man in your situation reasonably believe he was in private as imagined by a jury.
You want me to be the reasonable one? I came out in a shower curtain so I could take a public dump.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be the reasonable one?
No, we are the victims of society.
Oh.
Much like the attorney-client privilege, where communications that are in place it is reasonable to believe is private or protected, my advice: privacy in a public space would likely not be created by merely erecting, a barrier like a dressing barrier. Let's imagine the circumstances. People in the stories above you could look down. Yeah, whatever. Why are you looking?
What's the difference
Stop
between
looking at me. I'm putting on a show, obviously, for you, maybe.
What is the difference between that and a changing room?
Are there windows? This is what I'm saying. Because the changing rooms, they're
just out there, and I've seen
they're asking for people to go look in them.
Nowadays,
they're right there. The changing rooms right there. Naked jerking off people are in those rooms.
And this is why I like to go to humble stores like TJ Maxx, where the changing room is a full locked door. It is as if you are coins going into a safe. They know nobody wants to see you. You go to one of those. Well, I haven't been to a Forever 21, but I remember the Buckle. My brother used to work at Buckle. And you know what? The little doors, You could see everything in there.
Yeah,
it was perverted.
Looking, especially when your hands on your hands and knees.
Oh my God.
He also asked questions about the structure. If you know or should know people can see you, you don't have privacy. But if you were, let's say, in a tent in an alley, my answer would be different.
Well, you can just piss in an alley. That's the whole point of them. Well, thank you so much for that response, lawyer. We really appreciate you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
honestly,
they also say that if you can be heard, it's bad.
Well,
so if you're going, oh.
I think that guy's taking a shit in that shower curtain.
Nope.
Well, speaking of shits, what will cause you to shit is a story that I have to talk about here because I have been bombarded as the representative of Wisconsin, evidently, with stories about these cannibal sandwiches. No, they're not human meat. Okay, so stop with the Jeffrey Dahmer puns. Not everyone from Wisconsin eats their sexual partners, okay?
Very triggered.
But this is basically it's just a raw meat sandwich, and I just have to say this. Is it a Wisconsin tradition? I don't recall it being like everywhere. My friend used to eat raw meat.
I mean, I've seen this. This is actually
but I don't recall
very common. Beef tartare, but in Wisconsin, the beef is so fresh. You got the fucking, that's where some of the best meat in the whole fucking country is in that fucking little strip there. We look at us. You look at us, the people who live there. You know what I mean? You get that nice, fresh hamburger meat.
I know it.
Shaved right off the rump. Ooh, you know that's good. It's like butter. Have you ever had just fresh beef fat?
Well, I hope. Well, no. I don't think so.
It's good to cook it because you can get the caramelization out of there, but also you can just eat hamburger meat.
You really can. And apparently this was a massive tradition in Wisconsin. Again, this is where Twitter they blow things up. There's probably 3% of families in Wisconsin that have this as a tradition. But nonetheless, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, they said, for many Wisconsin families, raw meat sandwiches are a holiday tradition, but eating raw meat is never recommended because of the bacteria it can contain. Oh, thanks, Wisconsin Department of Health and Services. War on Christmas, war on my rights, war on my religious affiliation that loves to eat meat. It's a war on frickin' meat.
War on meat.
Well, if you look at some of the videos I've seen, there is a war on meat. They're killing chiclets. I watched one video of a chiclet getting sucked into a thing, and they're like, that chiclet had a soul. I got on vegan Instagram. Anyway, you do look at it, but then you look at Jerry, and you're like, thank God I have this one. He's very much alive. So anyway, ground beef should always be cooked to 160 degrees, but so just don't do that. Don't eat a bunch of raw meat. And also...
But it's important to remember, if you're cooking something like a steak or like a roast, you really want to take your roast out about 5 degrees before you're ready for the doneness temperature.
Really?
Because it will raise. Basically, you take the roast out, you tent it with aluminum foil. I'm becoming such a fucking homemaker.
Yeah, don't piss or take a shit within that tent area.
I have a plug-in thermometer to the meat, so I can tell when the meat's the right temperature. I made pork chops last night, so good, so fresh, and they're a little bit pink in there because if you bring them to temperature, it's okay. It's totally safe.
Don't add that thermometer into your weird role playing games.
Turns out I'm 99 degrees when you add it when I show you my temperature hole.
That is a crazy way to find out you got COVID.
What? Oh, yeah, when I do.
I'm 104 degrees?
How many times I've gotten, when they were doing outdoor dining out here, when they were going to go to the temperature check, and I would just pull my pants down, and I'm just like, come on, tell me my temperature. That's how my mom
tested my temperature. That's how they should have to do it. I know, your mom actually did do that, which is so, this was not.
It was old school.
20s. There were so many different thermometers in the 90s and 80s. It was just such a technology we had. And that's what's so weird she did the rump thing. It definitely changed you.
I just wish that the town constable and Bill Clinton weren't there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I need some privacy, okay? What are these guys with robes doing here?
If they were there, at least you would have a story, as opposed to your mom just bending over your weird little pork butt. And why did she do that?
I don't know. That's how they said back in the day, how you were supposed to get a kid to take their temperature because it was difficult. I wouldn't hold it in my mouth.
The back of the hand. Do the back of the hand thing.
My top hole was uncooperative. My bottom hole is a passive hole, especially at the time. Now it's got more fight to it.
God, your mouth was born all weird and wrong.
It was. Now, speaking of being born wrong, this is a really sad story.
This story is so freaking disgusting.
The only reason why I'm even talking about this story is because I want to get more information and track the story as we go, because I want to find out a little bit more what's going on inside of this home. Family annihilators are, A fascination of mine.
Are they
Isn't that
on
great?
the rise, or are we just hearing about them?
They
more?
are
I can't
definitely
tell.
on the rise. They are absolutely on the rise because of what I like. How often is these newspapers say, like, because of increased pressure at home? Being like, yeah, I don't think that a lot of times you don't hear these family annihilations happen at Disney World, where honestly you'd think that they would. Because it's very pressure just to get you should see the new rules, the new COVID rules, just to get on the lines now.
I think whatever happens at Disney World sets the seed for whatever will happen a week later because you do get offset with the joy of Disney World. You
get a bump.
You have to get a little bump.
There's a serotonin thing.
Something.
But the thing is, then you look at your bank account because you've spent a good $1,500 ahead.
You got the bank account and then also the serotonin, the drop, and then you're looking at the kids who are still with you and the family.
And they're like, and they're all screaming and lying and setting shit on fire and killing animals and pissing the bed till they're 14. And you're sitting there just being like, did I just take you to fucking Disney World? Can't these fucking smiles give me a fucking week of Half-Life?
I'd say never take your kids anywhere until they can remember it.
That's what I honestly believe the same thing.
Save some money.
Kids shouldn't be going on vacation until they're at least 17, 18 years old.
If they are going on vacation, it's adult vacation, which means we're going on a cruise, a casino cruise. I'm taking my 2-year-old, and he's going to sit there. He's going to learn how to play.
Your single father excursions are going to be very, very funny.
How'd you lose custody?
I wanted to.
Now the kids in this story are innocent and wonderful.
Absolutely.
This is just absolutely. We're just trying to bring some levity.
This is just a very intense story, and I just want to find out more about it. So, father decapitated 2 children, forced other kids to view bodies over 5 days. Prosecutors allege. This comes from the LA Times.
Oh my God.
This is by Richard Winton and Matt Hamilton. Maurice Jewel Taylor Sr. is at 34. He decapitated his son and daughter. Authorities allege. Then, for the next 5 days, he kept the bodies of 12-year-old Maurice Jr., 13-year-old Malika inside the house, and along with his 2 younger sons who are still alive, ages 8 and 9. And also the wife. His wife was also in the house. It seems to be the alive kids were kept in their rooms for several days with no food, and so was his wife. Wife also just hid in the other room. And the only reason why they were ever discovered was because Maurice Jewel Taylor is a Zoom personal trainer.
Right.
And he missed enough appointments with his clients that he literally missed out on like Thursday morning Zumba.
Right.
And they were all like, they didn't know what to do.
This is horrible. I wonder what happened to Maurice.
They're like, he was just so fun and bendy. And then all of a sudden, they're like, he stopped answering our phone calls. So in order to get the cops to go there, his clients called the police and said, we think there's a gas leak.
Which is not true.
No, they just did it to get cops to go over there. And when they went over there, they found the scene. He was taken screaming, attached to handcuffed to a gurney. They put him out into it. So he had some kind of injury. We don't know anything else that has happened inside of this house. It's just that we know that they somehow know that he showed the dead bodies to the family, and then they all stayed in their rooms, which I think was a smart move. And now we're going to slowly unpack this mystery as more information hopefully comes to light. It's very sad, but I really wonder what the hell happened because his clients, they talk about how their main what they said about him was he was just so reliable, so responsive, and so mellow.
You imagine, and of course he was a personal trainer to people in Santa Monica. So you imagine that you're just like, oh yeah, that's the guy. He gives me my ab works out, my glutes work out.
This is like the ickiest thing that's happened in Santa Monica. They're like, ew, like that's their response to a family being murdered.
It isn't you response, but you have been following this man's advice because you know what they say, mind, body, and soul. So when you're getting your body work done, this guy's probably seeding you with some ideas. Let's see if any of his clients.
Okay, everybody, let's just try to get into the hip. Just try to get
Thanks for having me. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm just glad. You know what? I'm just glad. The most important and the hardest part, honestly, Ben, is showing up to the mat. And so now that you're here, first of all, you are nude from the waist down. All right, now what I'm going to need you to do is lift up your knee, get into the hip, get into your hip. But I think it's also important to remember that sometimes you have to understand that your kids' lives are not voluntary. You created them, and you're like their little master inside of their universe. And if you want to eradicate them, you'll just make clones with your penis, which is a clone-making machine.
Is it supposed to burn? Okay. Is my leg supposed to burn?
Oh, absolutely.
Like this?
That's totally good. That means you're really getting into it. Now we're going to get into our backs. We're going to get into our backs. And important to remember, your wife life is a gargoyle who's made out of psychic stone, and her whole life is spent staring and judging, and she doesn't understand the pressure. She doesn't understand the pressure of Zumba and a pandemic.
Man, I didn't think it was going to be for me, but this is the class for me. It is unbelievable.
It's brutal.
Howard Kern, an attorney and writer who trained with Taylor for 7 years, said so he had like high-powered clients.
He had he had very people that could afford a personal trainer. So he went and had probably a lot of people in show business.
So they really
live in Santa Monica is the land of agents. I like literally that's where.
But they judge characters so well. So there's no way they would be tricked or bamboozled by somebody who could kill their family.
No, it's no way. There's no way that Hollywood is already just filled with this, just a fucking that every third actor is an actual criminal waiting to be exposed.
I did do a fun search if you want to find how many celebrities have killed. 45.
Hey,
those are the big names. And it's kind of interesting.
Same amount of presidents.
Some accidents and some on purpose. Yeah, Howard Kern, the attorney who worked for them for 7 years, just getting his abs in order. This is what he said. He said, I'm concerned. We are all concerned about a possible gas leak, as Henry said earlier. There are 4 children and 2 adults, and we are concerned about their safety. So they still could not comprehend the idea, which I guess is not the first thought, but they really thought were like carbon monoxide or a gas leak. Were the only 2 options. As to what happened with the silencing of this family.
Apparently this man was famously friendly.
This is why you have to listen to true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
And then it's a gas leak when proven to be gas. Otherwise, I'm going to need to see the bodies.
But also shows what gets cops to show up at a house where you call instead of saying, hey, I think that there's something happened to this family. You can't get it. So you have to create an acute reason for them to go. Like you have to create like the impetus. There's a time limit here. You got to go get this gas leak handled because also if that house blows up, it burns up a bunch of people.
So I'm a home renter now, and it's been a lot. And thank you so much. I'm renting a house as opposed to an apartment. But the thing is, the gas company, they will not tell you if the gas is on. They're going to watch that price go up and up and up. And they're going to love every second of it. They're going to be like, why don't you keep the gas on, open some windows? Because I got my first bill. And I'm not going to talk about it today because this is a true crime podcast.
And not a fucking homeowners podcast where we just talk about our bills.
Horror movie or a horror podcast. Anyway, so obviously just to clarify, horrible. So sad for those children.
I'm just curious if there's more information that comes out about whether or not he had any, because there's one weird clue that apparently they said the maternal grandmother said that she had been cut out of their lives, and so she wasn't allowed to see the kids, and she blamed the son-in-law, which was Maurice, the guy that murdered his 2 kids. But then my question is, then I get into the weird thing of like, who knows what that story is? That's another weird unpack of like, maybe more information will come out.
Yeah, I'm going to need more than mother-in-law who was forced not to see the family anymore, because that can go either way.
Yes.
All right. Well, this is just kind of a funny little story that's not current at all, but I just thought it was funny maybe to break the ice after that whole family was murdered by their horrible father. When you're an astronaut, you go to school for a long time.
Every day you go to school. It's like
so much.
9 schools?
So many schools. And maybe you have to go to different schools, and then you have to learn how to put the pants on alone.
You got to go to tube school. You got to go and put on big pants school. You got to go to fucking what's that blinking thing school.
Well, apparently they also need to get some potty training in there, because this is just an old story. But during Apollo 10, there's some documents out there that so basically to poop in space. After all the technology that we have, we are going to space. The technology that was used until very recently to shit in space was you tied a plastic bag to your butthole and you collected it.
Yeah, old school, brown bagging it,
right? But it's not like, oh, this isn't a fun sandwich for lunch. It's a bunch of shit. So apparently it was quite common for these poopies to escape.
Oh, I bet.
So according to Commander Tom Stafford, this was on a flight during a 6-day mission. He just randomly shouts, "Oh, who did it?" And then an inquired command module pilot, John Young, says, "Who did what?" And then everyone's like, "Yeah, what's going on here? Where did it come from?" it turns out that there was just a floating piece of human shit that they were just hanging around with.
I could just see the 2001 Space Odyssey. Like, you could have
this
that.
Needs to be a scene.
That you hear the music play as the shit just slowly floats through the space station.
And apparently this was confidential until like 2015. So the dialogue was, I didn't do it. It ain't one of mine. And then another person, again, super smart, going to space, they say, I don't think it's one of mine. And then another super smart person says, mine was a little more sticky than that. Throw that sway.
Yeah. We actually apparently we said last episode that there was no toilets in space, but I think we did. We know that there's toilets in space, but I forget, it was some kind of bit, but we got a little bit more of an hallucination of what the toilets in space are like.
Yeah, well, what are they like?
Well, they got tubes. They're going to suck the shit out of you.
Well, I mean, thank God. That sounds better than what's going on here.
We've seen this, but I think we've even talked about this. There's a container which is then located. Basically, you suck it out of you. And the urine is reclaimed and processed to extract potable water from it, which is like a tube. There's one for women and there's one for men. This is for piss. It's a valuable resource, as the going rate for anything to the ISS is something between $10,000 and $40,000 per pound to ship it to the ISS.
Holy hell. Well, this story I'm talking about here, speaking of bathroom situations, this was in a 1969 spacecraft. The turd mystery has never been solved, very similar to the mystery pooper. One of the astronauts says, they told us, here's another goddamn turd. What's the matter with you guys? Here, give me a napkin. Well, babe, if it was me, I sure would tell you. I know I was shitting on the floor. It was just floating around. Yes, it was.
Wow.
Just floating around.
There's our boys. There's our space boys.
Isn't that nice? And then, of course, another person said mine was stickier than that.
I do like
that.
So
they're going out there to plant our flag. This is 1969. They're out there. This is a huge mission for us.
They got a shit. These heroes got a shit.
You imagine how pissed off you would be if you just saw a piece of human shit floating while you are in an enclosed space that you can't get out of, because then you're going to die like George Clooney did in that movie where he got paid a bunch of money to be in it.
Which one?
And
that other one.
Interstellar.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I would just be like, why
I blame the Russians.
I would blame everybody that was not me, unless, of course, I was the one who shat, because we also have a situation where there's a finite number of people within this enclosure.
You know it's one of you.
One of you has to do it. It's like the movie The Thing.
Yes.
Where you know someone is indeed guilty.
I'd make everybody shit, and then we'd sniff each shit.
But now the question is,
but each shit changed with food.
It would, but don't you eat the same thing? Are there Arby's up there? Or was there a snack kitchen where it was like, nah, it was a Taco Bell Tuesday for me? It's like, don't you eat all the same stuff if you're an astronaut?
I believe the ISS now has something like a chain up there. Maybe I'm wrong. I think the ISS
like a
has
fast food chain?
I think the ISS has fast food.
On the moon?
No, not on the moon, on the International Space System. Yeah, there's pizza on the International Space System.
There's a Pizza Hut.
Yeah. It's not a Pizza Hut.
Oh, there's just pizza.
There's pizza. No, pizza. No, wait, here we go. Wait, this is 2001.
What's
Pizza Hut becomes first company in history to deliver pizza to residents living in outer space?
What's pizza? Pizza Hut has been...
Pizza Hut ruined the episode last week.
Pizza Hut has been nefarious for so long. They tried to get their freaking logo on the moon. They've been trying to control space for a long time, which makes me a little bit concerned for Taco Bell. Although, yes, it has gone downhill. They need new leadership. I've been saying this for about a year now.
Taco Bell is actually exploring our seas.
Really?
They want to be the first. They want to have I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying. I think Taco Bell is going to have the first Taco Bell in the Marianas Trench.
You want to have people in submarines in enclosed spaces under the ground.
They're already full of shit and full of farts. You
want them to be eating Taco Bell.
Submarines have to be nothing but wall-to-wall farts.
Have you ever eaten Taco Bell in a movie theater and you realized how heinous that smell is?
Oh, it's awful. When you're not, it's a very situation-specific good smell.
It really is.
It's like when you smell something, it smells like wonderful pizza sauce or something, and you realize it's your body. And you're like, ugh.
So 2001, I guess the turds up in space are probably slightly bigger now because they're eating Pizza Hut, not whatever they were eating in 1969.
Honestly, they need to get something with a little bit more binding power than Pizza Hut, because they shouldn't be shitting liquid in space. That's probably very bad for all the controls.
Although Pizza Hut has surpassed Papa John's, I'm sorry to say that, Papa. Shaq, I love you, Shaq, as a player. As a personality, he's kind of annoyed me a little bit. I'm a Barkley guy.
I like his new shoe. I like the shoes that he had. The shoes? The Shaqnosis.
No problem with the Shaqnosis. I actually really like those. But honestly, he's running Papa John's into the ground. The Papadilla, and did you see? Well, I'm sorry to derail this, but just 1 second. Have you seen the hamburger pizza from Papa John's?
I have.
It has pickles on it.
Yeah, I don't like. I think that it's interesting. I like the idea.
I feel like a real Italian talking about talking about how like American pizza isn't pizza, but I was fine with Pizza Hut and Papa John's before.
No, if
but it's
an
like
Italian,
the pickle?
if you brought a hamburger with pickles on it, pizza to an Italian man, or like when you went to Napoli, when we went to Napoli, you get those pizzas. Those guys would fucking kick you in the balls. And they would slice your throat,
and no one would arrest them because that's an accurate
pizza-related crime is actually completely okay in Italy.
I completely agree.
Now, and this is more outside of American news. Chupacabras in Russia. They are showing up. We're getting now. This comes from Mysterious Universe. Paul Seaburn. This came out a couple of days ago. Here we go again. Farmers in Western Russia have been reporting the mysterious deaths of larger numbers of their chickens and rabbits, which were killed in a brutal manner that makes them fear a chupacabra rather than dogs, ferrets, or coyotes or other creatures. Yes, it is a walk from Puerto Rico or Texas, but the reputation of the chupacabra may be spreading by both word of mouth and mouth on chickens and rabbits. Here we go. The killings, or how else to call it, of domestic animals occurred a week earlier. At least 4 cases were known. The most interesting thing is that the unknown creature does not eat the carcasses of animals or birds. Of all the injuries, the bodies of rabbits and chickens, there's 2 stab wounds on the neck, like the mark from a vampire's teeth.
Interesting. So I wonder if just the global phenomenon of the chupacabra it's a psychic spread, perhaps. But then are they also there?
This points towards what chupacabra. Is it some kind of animal with mange, or is there just some kind of variant of dog? Because they said they have quote unquote caught a chupacabra in Mexico, but it does just look like a big mangy gross ass dog with a weird thin mouth. Yeah. But I don't know whether or not that's just a jacked up fucking dog, or if there is indeed a chupacabra. Now,
my beagle Chihuahua looks just like a frickin' chupacabra every now and again. You can just see it.
Yeah,
you can just
he's ready to suck.
No, he's not.
No, not suck blood, not suck dick.
Thank you.
But guess what? If Jerry wants to be gay, let him be gay.
I don't care.
If Jerry wants to suck dick, let him suck dick. He sucks his own dick all day.
My friend does bring over his dog, and there's some tension.
No, there's a lot of sucking. Manny, him and Momo.
He and Momo.
They do a lot of little suckings, but hey, boys will be boys.
Yeah, but I got a couple other friends who bring their dog. Jerry is, anyway, he's on them. I've had a couple of talks with him.
So listen, Alexivi, this is in the district of Mariel. The unknown predator entered the locked pen by pushing through a wall, then killing 13 of 15 rabbits and leaving them in pools of blood. Not exactly the signature of a bloodsucker. However, the Russian report brings up the chupacabra, which was also suspected of a similar rash of livestock killings in the area in 2015.
And we know the folks over there in Russia, especially rural Russia, they're not doing great. It's not like, we talk about, we have an obesity issue here. I don't think they have one like we do here because I think they're really hungry. Yeah. So that's unfortunate for them.
I want to warn all residents of Admirsia that the chupacabras appeared in the village of Mayamvenia. All poultry and rabbits on several houses were destroyed in 1 week. Ours were locked up in the corral, and the next morning they also died, like those of our neighbors. The message of local residents says, the woman asked the head of the region to take the problem seriously. I still don't understand who the chupacabra was, but in fact they ate a lot, so I'm informing you.
All right, chupacabra or not, someone's just got to go 24 hours, you're on chicken duty. Watch the chickens. Make sure that no Grigor. Something has to be happening, right?
You get in there, right, Grigor? Your main job is, normally we have you watch
one of the
well.
chickens too. You can eat the chicken. You can eat one chicken at the end of the shift.
What I would say to Grigor is that he needs to catch the chicken, though.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But normally his job is to, if Grigor is sitting, if he's got time to sit, he's got time to split.
Something like that. Absolutely perfect. Apparently, this isn't the first time this has happened in Ukraine.
2009.
2009, they found a bunch of chupacabra-related injuries. Leave the chickens alone, I suppose. Chickens are a beautiful animal, but they're not even taking the best part of the chicken, which is its little meat. And it's the chicken breast. It's a very tasty little pupper.
I'm a dark meat man.
Really?
I like a chicken leg. I like a chicken thigh.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's my new thing. I like to bake up a bunch of chicken thighs.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Isn't it fucking fascinating?
I guess it is interesting. Just a quick holiday story here. Not much to this story, but be careful when you go to the mall. In Connecticut, the mall Santa was arrested for allegedly exposing himself to a teenage worker. It was mall Santa.
Emotionally?
No, his penis. So just be very, very careful. The dude's name is Prince Carter.
Honestly, if you're taking this year's probably a rough year to be taking your kids to see Santa, because I feel like of all of the, I feel like Santas are coded in more disease than other entities during the year. Like the
idea of sitting on an unemployed actor's lap pretending to be Santa during a global pandemic. Yeah. This is not the time.
This is not the year.
I was too big to sit on Santa's lap at a very young age, so I did not. Prince Carter, 45 years old.
God, I'd love to see it.
You know, my problem with this is...
You should go now. We should do this now and be like, you sit, that's my friend. This is my big friend. He wants to sit on your lap, Mr. Claus. You do it with my big friend. Or not, you know what he's going to do? He's going to start pissing all over you. Man.
Oh, just see the lone tear crying down Santa's face, and it's actually the real Santa Claus for the first time in mall history.
Yeah, then you fucking push him down, and then you're just fucking riding him like a toboggan.
Well, he could handle it. So this dude, my one issue with this mall Santa is he's way too thin. He is not a fat Santa. Santa, I don't want to be hysterical, but Santa should be fat. I'm sorry.
do agree.
We don't have a lot of roles. I mean, fat people do have a lot of roles.
We do.
I'm in an upswing of weight right now. It'll go back down, whatever. That's how things work. But my people, right now.
Yes. But
what are we
again,
supposed to be cast as?
But nothing. I've just seen like the pandemic-proof Santa visits, and it just seems like it's worth.
Sad.
It's Santa in a glass cube,
Well,
like
you
he's
saw
Hannibal Lecter, while they just hold a child with a little mask on that can barely keep its face and just smushing its face against the plexiglass, and being like, "Tell Santa what you want for Christmas," and they're like, "I wish my grandma didn't die," and he's just like, "Hey, I can't even get you a PS5, little boy." I can't do anything for you in here.
I know.
Just every dream is broken.
Honestly, PS5s, those things were heisted immediately from a group of people trying to sell them back for more for a more expensive price. But
I really have not heard Marcus sound like a 15-year-old boy before in my life. As he was just like, I could not find a PS5 anywhere. And I was like, holy shit.
You can buy one, but they're like $1,500 because they bought them early. And I'm upset with it, but at the same time, this first run, just give it a second.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm excited for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm gonna play that.
I finally saw some of the online playthrough.
It looks cool.
Did you see the dicks?
I want to see the dicks.
You have to decide how big you want his ding dong to be, but then throughout the game, you saw how it flies out.
Yeah,
of there.
I want to make a big one.
Oh, well, you can.
I want a big one.
You can. I don't
in
think,
the game.
It seems like they could have committed a little bit more time to other things other than just dick size, because you have to script everything, you have to write everything, code everything. I mean, like, it just seems like there could have been so much more.
There was one guy on the dick thing, and then he made it a big deal, and he pushed it through, and he's been trying to get it going for a long time. He's been trying to put dick size in games since probably fucking Mario.
Probably since Mario, yeah. So Prince Carter, 45 again, he's the Santa. He was accused of hugging and grabbing a juvenile coworker and then exposing himself to the victim in the break room, which you can imagine.
Like it.
And so
he didn't even bring a curtain.
No, he did not. So this is according to Mike DeVito. He's the Milford Police Department. We were glad to resolve this issue quickly for the victim and to avoid any further similar activity involving anyone else. We have Carter's bail was set to $25,000, which that's going to be a lot of Christmas presents, isn't it? But we just can't. I don't know. I don't want to be old. I don't want to be bitter. But can we trust any mall Santa anymore?
I mean, I think you can, but they do have to start being fat for me to trust them. And I would say here on this YouTube, also, if you want to see some good ass YouTube UFO footage, look up Brian Hanley, Hanley on YouTube from 2019. It's a real good fucking footage of a goddamn orb, you pieces of fuck.
All right, very cool.
Go fuck yourself and watch that fucking shit.
Well, no need to be angry about it. I'm not sure if we want to cover this, but maybe we can do this next week, or maybe this is a top hat story. What do you think? The French army, they got the bionic soldiers. Do you see that story?
I mean, I think it's cool.
You think it's great? You think that's great?
Yeah, I think it's fucking cool as hell.
God, you're such a devil.
What do you mean? We got fucking, that's cool as
Mr.
fuck.
Zabrowski, step out of your car.
I'm not in the army.
You would be the first one. Okay, if a bionic soldier touches your arm, you would freak out.
Of course I would.
Hardcore.
Yeah, but I still want us to have them.
Your entire life, like, what were his last words?
I
Your last words are going to be one letter.
I am already going to be murdered by robots. Like, that's already what's going to happen.
Why do you want that?
That's what I want. That's how I want to go. I don't want to die peacefully in my sleep. I don't want to necessarily go down in a blaze of glory where I take down every one of my enemies with me in one fell swoop. A surprise war against anyone I've ever played against.
That's good. That was therapy. That was good therapy.
Isn't that good? But I think this is to augment our soldiers. They want to create like these fucking smart prosthetics to put on them when people. So not only, maybe you got your arm blown off in the war, but now you get to go back to the war, but with a fucking even better arm than you had before. But don't worry, they said they only spend about $75 million on a chip that you could put in our brain in order to access computers just from our brains. But they said, no, this is not R&D. This is to help the deaf. And I was like, oh, that's why we're doing this? This is for the deaf?
You know how the government always spends $75 million on a project to help the deaf? You know how we have such great services in this country where it's almost easier? It's almost easier to be deaf.
Easier.
It's a war on the hearing people.
No,
anyway,
it's very interesting. I think it's a very interesting story.
We will continue to talk about stories like that as our time continues, because it seems like that's the world we live in.
We're going to get more and more of this. And Civ 6 just recently had a patch update where they said that you can get later stages in the game, and like the third act of the game, you can get robot like mecha like warriors to fight the wars for you.
I think that's great in the fake world of Civ 6.
Yeah, man, but that's where they kind of run these.
Look at Oscar Pistorius. He ended up killing a woman because he had the power of those blades, and those were actually not even by today's standards. What a T-1000.
Which is
a massive disc.
T-100. That's the first one.
Yeah, the T-100. What a massive disc you can give to a robot. What a T-100.
Yeah, they would mean, honestly, it's racist. And Oscar Pistorius, the only reason why he killed that woman, I think it was his wife.
It was his girlfriend.
It was the Olympian spirit. He didn't have the Olympics to try for, so then he went for the gold.
Well, apparently he was so good at running with fake legs that they kind of like let him get away with it. All right. Well, I
feel like we just got into major trouble for no reason.
Pistorius? No, the story is crazy.
No, it is crazy, but I just think
he's like, I thought it was an intruder. And it's like, no one's breaking into. Well, I guess it is a dangerous area, but whatever. He just shot and killed his girlfriend.
It's an interesting world. We're going to see how technology plays out.
Interesting is the optimal word. I completely agree.
And then we'll cover in more detail all this. We're gonna get into the hero of the week here, but take a look at Lord Rael has a Bitcoin service. His own. This whole fucking thing is so funny.
Don't do it.
It's godcoin.gold. He has his own blockchain. It's like, I can't believe he's still fucking out there, dude.
It is coming to the point where first they laugh at you, then they criticize you or whatever, and then they follow you. Like he is in the third phase of whatever that cliche is. Like, people are now investing new forms of money into him.
But God, I can't believe he's still kicking. This is Godcoin objectives. The ultimate objective is to establish the new world currency, which will transcend the way our society views money. Okay. Rather than utilizing the world's currency fiat systems, which rely only on the good faith and trust of a crediting institution, Godcoin will issue a currency that actually has intrinsic value. We strive to build the foundation for the Messianic age by building the renewed financial system. Meanwhile, provide relevant information to the public so as to prepare the world for what is to come.
Can I get a pair of shoes with Godcoin? What can I buy with Godcoin other than Lord Rael merch?
It's the mark of the beast is what it's called. The mark of the beast is the new world monetary system, and Godcoin is at the center of it. Godcoin is the transactional descriptive name for the gold-backed digital monetary operating system that is about to take over the world's blockchain.
He's going back to the gold standard?
I didn't even know we had gold to do it with. Each one is called a Rael.
That's a good question, is where is the gold?
Where is the gold, Lord Rael? And honestly, if you still out there, if you got somebody, if there's anybody still following the story of Lord Rael, we covered him, I want to say close to a decade ago.
He has, and this is kind of why, and you know what? He committed most of his felonies before he became God. So as God, which is where a lot of these people tend to make a lot of horrible decisions and a horrible series of mistakes, he seems like he might be a better person as a fake Messiah than as, I believe he was a car dealer. Either way, he beat his girlfriend a bunch and he was in trouble for tax evasion.
Yeah, Raymond Elwood is his real name. His name is Lord Rael. He is your king and he is your lord, and the one prophesied by all the major religions to judge the people and bring about a new and everlasting kingdom. Over the past 8 years, we have supplied absolute proof of his claim, providing documentation of our Lord's continuing fulfillment of prophecy from major media sources, as well as ancient scripture. Do you remember when he claimed that he sent the tornadoes to Joplin?
To Kansas. But this is my problem with that. You got to predict it, and then it has to happen. You can't retroactively claim it. That's what he was doing. He was like, that earthquake, I forget what massive earthquake it was. I mean, God, I'm probably a horrible human being. It was a massive earthquake. It destroyed...
In Haiti.
Haiti, yes. And then he claimed responsibility for that, but he never mentioned it before.
That's the key.
You got to mention it.
Got to allocate it.
You know what you got to do? Every morning, God, people, be careful there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. A storm is coming. And then you say that to every single town, and then boom... You just carve it out and make it seem right to you.
Look at these pictures. They have all these pictures of him. He was a guardian angel. This is all new information to me. I had no clue. Angel. I didn't know that Raymond Elwood Lear was a guardian angel, because now they're outwardly saying his name. They never did this before. He was conceived during the blood moon tetrad that occurred in alignment with the Hebrew feast calendar. He was conceived in the blood moon eclipse that fell on the Hebrew holiday of Sukkot, October 18th, 1967, so he was being brought into this world just after the reunification of Jerusalem.
Okay, and of course, by blood moon, it means his father penetrated his mother as his father was openly gaping his butthole as another man.
And I want to see if all of this is real.
You want to see if all of this is real?
Being a top cadet in both the Army and Navy programs.
I don't think that he was.
He later joined the U.S. Navy and eventually became an executive officer / instructor of military science and leadership development.
I don't think he did.
For the premier U.S. Naval Leadership Training Program?
I don't think that's real.
Raymond quickly rose through the ranks, being continually recognized for leadership, bravery, and heroism. He soon became the commander of the Chicago chapter of the Guardian Angels. Considered by many the most dangerous chapter in the world because of Chicago's unparalleled crime and corruption.
It was definitely the ones in Brooklyn, by the way, that were the most dangerous. I mean, that was when they were actually needed back in the day.
Wow, he was secretly removed when Raymond ran for office. It terrified he ran for office. Because when he doesn't say which one, he was.
This was in Chicago, right?
Yes, they were terrified of he terrified the corrupted politicians and police because Raymond cannot be bribed or intimidated. So they conspired to commit a terrible crime against him and his family. They killed his stepfather, kidnapped and drugged his fiancée, and jailed both him and his elderly mother on false charges, all to keep him out of office.
I don't think any of that. Well, you know what? Isn't that nice where you take facts and then you spin them into a narrative that is completely not true?
After this ordeal, Raymond was secretly removed from the U.S., and during January of 2011, he was kept in the international zone between the U.S. and Mexico. This is when they moved to Baja.
Ah, yes.
Remember that? Extremely important because this led to the fulfillment of Jewish, Christian, and Muslim prophecy regarding the Messiah's arrival.
But the thing is, no one believes that. No one is thinking that. It doesn't seem to resonate with the people in the religious power structure, and no one seems to think that's true. Well,
there's a lot here.
There is a lot there. And if you are a student of Lord Rael, or not a student, a studier, rather, of Lord Rael, I don't particularly care to speak to a follower. But if you have studied him, please shoot us an email, sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. Let us know some of the discoveries, because it seems as if he is blossoming out his narrative, because back in the day when we were covering him, there wasn't that kind of information out there.
They never acknowledged that he was born of human birth. They said that he was dropped here by a UFO.
Well, it was that light, right?
Yeah, that arrived over Jerusalem. They said he came on that spaceship, and then they would never even consider using the name Raymond Elwood Lear, which is, I think, the reason why. I think this is the new modern Lord Rael that we're seeing here. That he's okay. I might be a little bit more human than I said I was before. But there's still a lot of Photoshop, and I can't believe a man that large would ever voluntarily get on a horse.
I don't know what the hell he's doing. All right, well, let's do Hero of the Week.
Hero of the Week.
Talk about somebody who is doing something good for people as we go through this difficult economic decline together. But things will be picking back up at some point, but it's still going to be difficult for the foreseeable future because this is going to last a while. The suffering that's been happening this past year. But we do have some good Samaritans out there. So this is the hero of the week, Michael Esmond. Michael Esmond, he's a Florida fellow, so it's nice to hear a sentence with the words Florida man and not followed by sucked his own dick in a Walmart.
Yep. It's nice to have one nice Florida story a year.
So this is the headline. A Florida man just paid off the past dues for 114 families at risk of having their utilities shut off. It's sad that they were even at risk of having their utilities shut off, but thank God, despite the fact we shouldn't even really be here because we're the richest freaking country on earth.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense.
Thank God, Michael Esmond. Thank you for your generosity. He paid the bills of a total of 36 households in his community of Gulf Breeze. This year, both Hurricane Sally and COVID really hit the city hard. Economic turmoil was everywhere.
I can't imagine.
This is what he had to say. He says, this year to me is probably more meaningful than last year with the pandemic and all the people out of work having to stay home. He goes on to say, Hurricane Sally slammed us pretty good and hurt a lot of people. Yeah. We still have a lot of the blue roofs here where they are just covered with tarps. So Esmond donated $7,615 to pay the past due bills for 114 households, according to Joanne Oliver, the city's utility billing supervisor. You know what's also so sad is that for 114 households, 7,000, like this could be eviction for them.
Yes.
And
to him, it's a small. To him, it's an amount of money that was very easily.
I don't think that this guy is very wealthy. I think this was a really just a great gesture.
Oh no, we are in a really unfortunate spot. We just really see when people talk about it, like $100 can save their whole life. Like,
absolutely.
Unfortunately, it's falling to the private sector to take care of each other. It was not supposed to be this way.
So what happens here is Esmond's donations increased from 4,600 that he paid last year. So he's been doing this for a while. So he's just a good dude. He says he was able to help about 3 times as many households. That's because there were many residents who had bills that were less than $100, like $100 or less. This is what he had to say. He says, that really impacted me, that people can't even afford to pay a $100 bill on their utilities. And things are so bad. He finishes up, that's why I was able to pay for 114 families. So good job. Thank you so much for helping those people out. And Michael Esmond, you are this week's hero of the week.
That's
and
so cool.
My God, talk about life on a tightrope right now in this country.
Is this when you're going to unveil your Ben Kissel pays your rent national campaign?
I am doing one. What's so funny you mentioned paying rent. I have decided I'm going to do something, pay Ben Kissel's rent. Which is so interesting how we just sort of flipped it, but it's a jumble. It's a word jumble. And it just sort of came up, pay Ben Kissel's rent. And my God.
How generous.
How generous of all of you. Thank you.
All right, guys, let's do some listener emails. I heard Kissel complaining about being tall and how it's a struggle.
Whoa, hold on a second.
This is real. This is nice.
This is a short man email coming right out of the gate.
Immediately triggered.
I'm glad his little nubs piping this out, just typing this out.
Good work,
as if he is Roddy Piper.
Immediately set him going. I wanted to tell you a story a 6'6" coworker told me a while ago. Much like Kissel, this coworker liked to get hammered and was a bit oafish, but super fun when he had a lot of booze in him.
I'm actually more fun when I don't have booze.
You are. It's true. This is nice, though. You know what I like? We're both best? 2 beers.
2 beers. Yeah, 2 beers. Honestly, that is perfect.
That's fine ordinarily, but he told me once for Halloween he had dressed up in an ape costume and eventually began to wander through the woods at night. Apparently, he was walking to the store for cigarettes.
This is racist. This is heightist. It's I don't even know why it's racist, but it's heightist for sure.
He went to the store for cigarettes and he was looking for his car. He ended up taking a shortcut into this small patch of woods and was hollering random shit in his drunkenness. Someone heard him and called the police, who arrived and told him to shut up and get out of the woods. He said the cops were cool and didn't give him too much shit, but he hadn't thought of any other possible consequences with the incident. Besides running a great chance of being shot, there's no way that anyone who saw him in the woods that wouldn't have thought he was a Sasquatch. I assume the people who call the cops who still think Bigfoot probably lives in their neighborhood.
So there you go. And if I'm that coworker, I find out who this little coworker is, and I start I'm going to do a little investigation of my own. What is he doing on the weekends?
Have you ever thought maybe it's time for you to be more kind to little people?
I have been kind to little people my whole life. Isn't that weird? I'm also kind to big people. It's just difficult. It's just big people are nice because we're just nice.
We're just forced to you're forced to slam a cork on all of your rage, because if you were to be mad in public, people would just call the cops or like start getting pitchforks and shit.
They just shoot you. Yeah. It's horrible. No, little people have their ways, and technology, dare I say, certainly giving them a voice.
Well, I will say that is why the combination of man and technology is so important, because it allows the physically smaller to actually best the physically smaller.
They couldn't, if you immediately in your personality right now jumped into my body, you would be seen as the most overbearing person that's ever lived.
Oh my God. I feel like I could really make some damage. I could really do some damage.
That's the thing. When you're big, you got to learn to chill out. But when you're little, you have to never chill out. You have to learn to like constantly be at 110.
No, we have to learn how to chill out.
For your heart.
Because it kills us one by one. So here we go. I did not have a good childhood. I was a victim of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. I somehow made it through life, but I am diagnosed bipolar 2 with PTSD and have been in therapy for some time now. I'm turning 40 soon and have 2 boys and have been married for 13 years. Oh. It isn't easy, but you can get through it. Anyways, I have hypervigilance. I can't face a door when I sleep. If I do, I cannot sleep. I will stare into the doorway. I will see the black hat man, or my version of him.
Ooh.
This will cause me to just stare into the dark, but I can see him. It's scary, but it is also normal at this point in my life. I've learned ways of not being sucked into that. My wife is accommodating with where the bed is located in the room. My medication helps, and also that beautiful medical marijuana. Legalize it!
Absolutely.
Has helped me more than anything else. Don't criticize it! The black hat man has kept me up for hours at a time. Even when I could turn over to try to go to sleep, I could feel him looking. If I looked over my shoulder, he would be there. The worst nights were when I had to go piss in the middle of the night. Many nights, as I walked back to my room, I'd be stuck at the top of the stairs, sometimes for over an hour, looking down into the dark, because he was there. He would peek his head out, and I would just stare and stare, trying to see him, making sure he didn't move, didn't come towards me, and now my family. Every house we moved into, this still happened. When we bought our house, I would always leave a kitchen light on, and I'd put a mirror at the bottom of the stairs so I could see him down the hall into the living room. I can reassure myself that no one is there and it's safe to go back to sleep.
Well, you can put a mirror in the bottom of your stairs at your house, but you cannot do that to a high school set of stairs.
No. You stay better. You only your own.
No
house.
Mirrors, yeah.
The black hat man doesn't visit me anywhere near as often as he used to, and I've finally been able to get some sort of sleep. And the next time I see him, I'll tell him you said hello. Maybe he'll stop by and visit you.
What? Honestly, well, congratulations on making it through your trauma. That's extremely difficult to do, and I am nearing 40 as well. So 40 is the new 20.
I really do feel stronger mentally than I've had in a long time, which is
but physically weaker.
Well, it's because we're all becoming like foie gras geese inside of our homes. We're just becoming like bloated, filled with our favorite foods. Our organs are actually going to be very fragrant in about a year.
We have to start traveling next year just for the steps. I need to run through an airport. I realize all of my exercise that I have gotten over the past 5 years have been just straight up the road because you have to run because you wake up and you're like, I gotta get there. And now
Well, I walk my neighborhood. I do a thing.
I know
my
what
new
you
age.
do.
What I do is called. I've been calling it house peeping.
Yeah, I know you've been talking about being a peeping Henry for a long time.
But no, I'm just curious about the neighborhood and the comes and goings of the people inside of my neighborhood.
You have a very nice, lovely neighborhood full of families.
I look at them, and they wave. I wave, and I wave until they wave back. Because that's how this is. We're not going to sit here and lose all decorum just because I got a fucking mask on. You're going to wave at me because I'm waving at you and your family.
Isn't it scarier than back in the day? If you would have said, if you would have said, you better wear a mask, otherwise you're going to be scary. You know, that's kind of funny because in 2019, if wearing a mask made you
scary.
Isn't that fun?
It's so great how things change.
Is there a gas pump that works in this country?
Come on, guys.
Okay,
Come on,
I've been driving a lot. Is there a gas pump that works? And that's like the beginning premise of a much larger gas pump bit.
And you can see Kissel work on all this material. He's going to be in Muskogee, Wisconsin this Friday.
Yeah.
You're going to be at I think it's called the Cramp Room.
Yeah.
Where the whole point is it's 40 people, shoulder to shoulder, shoulder. Can't wait to get in there. And then you're going to be over at the Stuffed House in Munkachunka, Wisconsin.
Love Munkachunka.
You're going to have so much fun.
One of the best places of all time.
Absolutely. No masks, no shoes, no life, no problem.
And of course, you always want to check me out at whatever giggle hutch you can. Why are comedy clubs? See, now I am becoming again Andy Rooney. Why are comedy clubs called such goofy names? I want to laugh at the comedian, not the name. Andy Rooney. My license plate Andy Rooney bit's really taken up.
It really is.
Yeah. What's the deal with license plates? Why do I want to know where you're from?
So it's a good, viable future.
Yeah, this quarantine's really led to a different career path.
I can't wait to be able to leave and have material. I can't wait for other things to inspire material.
I got my casino bit where it's like, what am I in jail with all the plexiglass? Am I talking to my mom in jail?
Oh my fucking God.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. We hope you're doing all right out there. And we are getting towards the holiday season. I know it might be difficult because sometimes when society is like, it's time to smile, but you don't want to smile, it becomes infuriating.
Yeah, the forced smile of the holidays always bothered me, and now this is extra bothers me.
Yeah.
So now it's important to take your fucking holidays into your own fucking hands. Do whatever you want. Go buck wild on yourself. This month. Get out there. I want you to find a new way to jerk off. Live your life. Live every day. Yeah. They know that this is a new holiday season of jerking off in weird ways. Find a new way to come this fucking holiday season. Right? Live, laugh when you find out, I guess I can come on a bunch of sponges. But watch the sponges or have separate sponges for your family, not your cum sponges. You just separate. Just be present.
Those go in the drawer that you don't even have to lock, because when your children do open it up and they see all the condoms and the sponges, they'll never open it again. Every adult couple has that
always has a drawer.
But you don't have to lock it because the kids are going to be traumatized opening it.
The contents defends itself.
That's the lock.
And I watched a movie called The Dark and the Wicked.
Oh, yes, it's great.
It's fucking scary as shit.
Yes, The Dark and the Wicked is awesome.
But you know what that'll help you do? That will help you love not going home for the holiday. Because it's a great movie that shows sometimes going home is the worst idea possible.
Dark and the Wicked, cannot recommend it enough. Such a fun frickin' horror movie.
But go fucking buck wild. Make yourself some fucking nice saucy ribs. This is a good time to get a slow cooker. This is a good time to get whatever is that. Are you afraid to try that THC water? Get it. Try it.
I got some THC mixer that I mixed in there.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's not for me. But at the same time, you also know for a fact, and get your fucking little puckered lips ready, because we have some very nice products for you coming for you. Ooh, you're going to wrap your
so many products. I love the word products.
I love, don't you love just being in the capitalist grind in the middle when there's so many people dying, not just of a disease, but also of sadness.
If you can get in it, and then you grab as much as you can, like one of those game shows where it's like, can you grab $100 in 30 seconds?
It's very scary.
It's very scary, but then you got to get out of it. Yeah. And then you can, that's the greatest thing about when I went to Uruguay.
Like drug dealing.
And I realized, yes, it might be the home and the bastion for former Nazis, but my God, did they kick their legs up and just have a nice time over there. Uruguay.
They worked hard enough in Germany.
I guess so. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Hang in there. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Congratulations. That's what we say here.
Hail me.
Yeah, absolutely. And hail. Well, I say hail yourself, so that makes sense.
That's what you do, yeah.
That's what you used to. So it's different.
That's your shit.
That's your shit.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors. You can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.